tournament, and Namibia not too far behind on 24 goals. So a lot of action, and we might be expecting a lot of goals in this game tonight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very high intensity game. It's going to be played at a high intensity, and obviously they already know they're going to play in the finals tomorrow, but they still have to to play for the bragging rights or to end top of the log.
Look, Namibia and South Africa always have this sibling rivalry, Sunday. So, of course, bragging rights are important, despite the fact that both teams have qualified for the Junior World Cup that will be hosted in Santiago, Chile.
Yeah, I think that's a very exciting challenge ahead. But for now, the focus is to end in the best position they possibly can in this tournament before they can switch their focus to the World Cup or the upcoming World Cup.
100%. Sunay, as the coach for Namibia or South Africa, what are you telling your teammates? What are you telling your team?
I think because both teams have very high goal differences or goals for them, I think it's going to be a very structured game. I think it's going to be a very high intensity game. So obviously, if you have a ball position, you're going to be in control of the game. So I think being patient, playing the structures that the teams have set themselves out, I think that's going to be the key in this match, and then obviously making sure your defensive structure and attacking structure is in place.
100%. Look, for the South Africans, players to look out for. Kaylin Marie, 6 goals in the tournament. She's leading the charts right now. But Namibia not too far behind. Marika Nietlin, 5 goals. So it's been a good balance in terms of the goal-scoring threat. The nice thing about South Africa is they've been able to distribute between themselves the 33 goals, so it's really nice as a coach that lots of different players can score those goals.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want, and that also comes in with that consistency. If you can score consistently, you're gonna be at top of the log, and you're gonna be ahead in games. So yeah, looking forward to this clash today, Penda.
100%. Look, what you can see on your screen now. Lots of results. We've had lots of hockey, and if you've missed any of the action and you want to catch it up, please be sure to catch it on NBC's YouTube page, which is NBC Sport NA. The team's just running onto the field now as we prepare for the anthem, Sune. You know that there's going to be a lot of emotions involved.
Yeah, obviously teams playing with a lot of pride, and that is always an emotional part of starting of games, international games. So yeah, with the anthems also comes a lot of pride. But we're still in the group stages, so we're not gonna have the anthems as of just yet. But we will definitely see it tomorrow.
Oh, sorry, I was a bit thrown off. It was against the normal pattern of the games. Most of the other games started, but not too much. I think the team's just huddling up there. Final details of the game, making sure everyone understands their roles. Umpires just running to check the nets, that everything is good. And the umpires for today from Malaysia, Shahila Johari from Malaysia once again, and the Kenyan umpire is Barasa Lina.
Yeah, and as we spoke in the previous match, the umpires have been really good this tournament. Obviously making sure player safety comes first, and then obviously being very consistent in the calls and decisions they make, and making sure they are in control of what happens on the pitch.
Look, Sune, people always say play to your strengths. South Africa have been dominating the field goals in terms of those statistics, but surprisingly enough, Namibia have dominated the penalty corner goals. Namibia have scored 11 goals compared to South Africa's 8. However, there's been a huge gap between the field goals. South Africa have scored 20 field goals, while Namibia only managed to score 13. So you're anticipating that South Africa will try and get more field goals, and Namibia will use their penalty corners to their advantage?
Most definitely, Penda. Obviously, like you just said, play to your strengths, and that is what's working for South Africa at this stage. So I am definitely 100% sure they're going to continue attacking the circle with field goals or in field and open play, and then obviously Namibia know they utilize the short corners, so I am sure they're going to try and force the shorties.
All right, push back by the South Africans. Let's see how the game goes. Raul's just turning and looking to find Semedo. Mia Carsten for Namibia now, attacking down that left-hand channel. She missed the previous game for Namibia, just carrying a niggle. She gets the ball into the circle, however it's cleaned up nicely for South Africa's Janse van Vuren.
Yeah, good defensive structure there for South Africa, making sure they get the ball out of the danger area.
And on the ball there, Paris Gail Isaacs. She actually represented her country, South Africa, at the Olympics. So, as you can see, lots of experience coming through the South African ranks.
Yeah, and the same for Namibia as well. We have a few players that represented Namibia at the Indoor World Cup just beginning of this year, and a few girls that's also part of the senior setup, the senior women's setup. So I think this is a very well balanced, experienced match that we have in front of us today.
An aerial attempt there that just runs out of play, and South Africa regained the possession.
Oh, South Africa, as we just spoke at the beginning of this game, they're gonna try and attack the field goals, the open play. Great save there by Jasmine.
Jasmine Cartwright with a great save off the pads there, and a good backhand from the South Africans as well. So again, it was that, I believe it may have been Marie who just hit that backhand, but we'll have to see the replay. Intercepted there. That's a dangerous ball to play in zone 1. And South Africa just adding pressure, but it was deemed to be illegal. Namibia have a sigh of, can breathe some relief there.
Yeah, some good composure under pressure there by Marike Neetling, making sure she controls the game there at the back.
Another intercepted ball by the South Africans. Tackle, and the umpire just deemed that to be obstruction. She felt that the player didn't allow the defender to win the ball. Janse van Vuren deemed to have illegally shielded that ball. And maybe just working the trough here.
We can see the South Africans doing a very high press on Namibia there.
Another intercepted ball. Neetling looking for that long ball, intercepted. And now again, South Africa enter the circle. It is Marie on the circle, plays the ball square. Van Vuren into the ball again. Missed trap from South Africa, and that's a defensive 16 for Namibia. Mokoena was hoping to get on to the end of that ball. She's not goal shy. She is not goal shy. She's got 2 goals in this tournament, and she's also one of the players who's represented South Africa at the international level. So once again, just trying to maximize her experience there to give her country the advantage.
Yeah, Pena, as you said, they have quite a few players on the scoreboard here, and I think they will try and utilize every opportunity they have to get that ball in the back of the net.
Fourie drops that ball out to Milan. Fourie again. And Semedo wins that ball down the line for the Namibians. Unfortunately, it looks like Carsten just couldn't run that ball down and prevent the sideline hit for the South Africans. Once again, welcome to anyone joining us from Namibia or South Africa or anywhere in Africa. This is the Junior Africa Cup that serves as the qualifier for the Junior World Cup later on in the year. For the women, it's going to be in Santiago, Chile, and for the men in India. And Namibia just leading an attack here with Gressa attacking South Africa's circle. Square ball by the Namibians, and Isaacs just puts it out for a long corner. It was a good attack there by Gressa.
That was a good attack there. Like you said, I think there was some good interplay happening between the ladies there as well, building up to that phase, getting into the circle.
Right. Namibia with a free in South Africa's 23. Another free just outside the circle. Gressa's been aggressive around that circle edge. Let's see what they can do with the ball. Neetling with the ball, looking to drive the ball into the circle. She wins the free hit for Namibia. Activates the ball I don't think that ball traveled 5, but nothing comes of it. So a free hit out or defensive hit out for the South Africans.
Yeah, it was a bit of a miscommunication there as well. Netling thought Gressler would have been running that line, but she was unfortunately not there.
It's quite important for that connection between your midfield line and the attacking lines, just in terms of the leads that they're making. Another strong win there by Fourie. And Kutsia just could not keep that ball in there for Namibia.
Yeah, unfortunately, as there was a great attacking opportunity down the line there for the Namibians.
Packendorf now on the ball for South Africa. Looks to switch the ball through her central player. Isaac's on the ball. Using a central player. Pumel, brilliant turn there. Faces the goal, looks for that long ball. Mokoena in the circle, she is dangerous. What can she do? Backhand. Oh, lucky, just rolls that ball.
Unlucky there. I think there was some good interplay happening there. Good build up from the back from the South Africans all the way into the circle. Yeah, they are a massive threat in open play at this stage.
Another intercepted ball. Namibia really need to find each other in that zone 1. And there's the attack into the circle again. What can they do? There's the advantage. Cartwright rushes that out, and a good save there from Jasmine Cartwright. What a good save. She's quite away on the line. Just saw that there was danger and rushed out to smother the striker.
Yeah, that's some good anticipation there from Cartwright. Especially seeing that there is no defender on that player and putting her under pressure, not giving her a chance to take a shot.
Cartwright again. South Africa just threatening here in the circle. They're probably going to look for a short corner. Can they win something? Umpire signaling just to play on, and the Namibians win that defensive hit out. There was quite a lot of pressure. Everyone holding their breath.
There was a lot happening in the circle there, Penda.
Netling looks long. Again, Namibia just seem to be turning over those balls. Too many of those balls going loose. South Africa build up again with Pumel.
Good intercept there by Mia Karsten.
Karsten finds Rolls. Rolls finds, looking for Kriya. Kriya's there, but a last-ditch tackle there from Isaacs for South Africa. Janse van Vuren loses the ball, loses out to Kriya. Now, Abigail Rolls, one of the juniors of this tournament. Oh, I believe only 16 years old, scholar at St. Paul's College, Abigail. Brilliant player she has been for Namibia. Oh, missed pass there. The commentator's curse, isn't it?
It always happens, Penda.
Always happens. Always happens. But she'll do right to fix it.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time, and it's great to see the youngsters coming through the system, seeing them play at under 16 level, going through to under 18, and now representing their country at the junior level. Yeah, it's awesome to see that, and the growth of the girls going into becoming ladies in the sport.
Good combination play there from the Namibians, and they've got a counter attack on.
Higgs getting, unfortunately loses the ball there on the sideline.
Marie with the ball, plays it forward, just hits a teammate. Lacking that connection. Oh, similar for the Namibians. Mila just looking to roll that ball to a teammate, but they were probably not on the same wavelength there. To Sean De La Rey, who was just on your screen there. South Africa's number 18. 3 goals in the tournament. Also one of the experienced players for South Africa who's made international reps.
Yeah, like we previously mentioned, a lot of experience on the pitch today between the South Africans and the Namibians. So yeah, it's gonna be a really tight and really tough game.
All right, Anthea Kutsia, older sister of Marlene Kutsia. A good player she is, very disciplined. You give her a task and she'll stick to it. I love how she's been playing and performing for her country. Anthea Kutsia, number 12 for Namibia.
Yeah, a lot of siblings in the national setup, if we can put it that way. The Kutsia sisters, as well as the Roll sisters, and if we have to go, the Philanders sister in the ladies team, brother in the men's team.
Correct. Right, so here at the Junior Africa Cup, live, brought to you by NBC Sport at the Dave and Trusker Hockey Fields in Windhoek, Namibia. The score is 0-0 between South Africa and Namibia. A top-of-the-table clash here. not too much in it. I think the teams are just testing each other out because the main game will be tomorrow. Both teams have secured their qualification to the Junior World Cup. And the first and second playoff will be tomorrow between South Africa and Namibia. So they're just testing each other out.
Yeah, they're taking a test run here, Penda. I think this is good for them to see what structures works for them and where they really need to improve on certain things. But I think it's massive positives, and it's important to keep on building on the positive things and the things you do well.
Unfortunately, Namibia missing one of their goal-scoring threats. Onique Besaidnout, she's a speedy one. She's got 2 goals in the tournament, unfortunately just carrying a slight niggle on the hamstring. So I think Namibia will be missing her for this game, especially considering how fast she is. She's quite nippy and she runs those lines very well.
Yeah, she does run the lines very well. Been fortunate to be part of her coaching in the under 18 level.
And look at that, great goal. The ball just went over the head. Sorry to interrupt you there. An overhead through the ball, missed by the defensive unit. Nietling just asking something there from the umpire, but it's once again Tashawn De La Rey. I've told you that South Africa are a threat for those field goals.
Yeah, very, very well played there.
Miss trap, Tashawn De La Rey, easy goal. That's one to look out for. Number 18 for South Africa. Makes the score 1-0. Breaks the deadlock. No, you just think that nothing's happening and all of a sudden it's a loose ball through the defensive lines. Threat, and South Africa makes them pay.
Exactly. They made sure they take the opportunity that they got in the circle.
Higgs with the interception. Loses the ball out again.
Some good interplay by the South Africans at this stage.
Yes, Janse van Vuren with the ball now. Looking for that ball into the pocket. Unfortunately, just couldn't connect with the forward runner. Just miscommunication from the defensive unit there. No one nominated the ball or took charge.
Yeah, I think so. I was about to ask you. We can see the high press is putting pressure on the Namibians. If you were coach, what approach would you have had towards that, Penda?
Zeli Philander with the ball in the circle, just trying to win the possession back for the Namibians. They're under pressure here in the circle. We'll come back to that question just now, and it's it's a short corner for the South Africans.
First one of the match, Penda.
First one of the match. Look, the game is not shy in terms of action. Of course, in the initial phases of this game, the teams have been feeling themselves out, but you can feel South Africa growing into this game.
Yeah, I think they started to get momentum now, started to find each other a bit more easier than at the beginning of the match, and you can see their play is flowing a lot more at this stage.
All right, let's see what South Africa have for this short corner. Ferren, one of the batteries at the top of the circle. And she is joined by Vogel. Let's see. South Africa push out is good. There's a variation to Isaacs. Cartwright with a save on the line. Sees that ball out, and it's good defensive work from the cover play. Namibia now on the counter attack.
Unfortunately, a loose ball there by the Namibians, not finding Annika.
Right, just to go back to your question there, Sune. One would like to think that Namibia maybe not play those overheads, because if we look at the attempts that they've been trying to play those long balls, what has been working for them is the short interchange play, the push passes, using their pivot player or the central player to just try and break that line. So if South Africa are going to push high, you need to make them pay. Stretch the strikers up high, stretch the field, and then expose the spaces. But Namibia currently playing right into the hands of the South Africans, playing those overheads, and the turnovers are quite common. South Africa into the circle. Ferron with a hit. Cartwright with a save. Loses the glove there, but the defenders are able to pick up. Fourie wins the ball back for Namibia.
Yeah, Pena, it would be quite interesting to see a stat on the intercepts South Africans had from Namibian passes at this stage, as you just mentioned.
Look, one thing that you don't want the South Africans to do is have the ball and come at you, build that play up. So the best way to do that is just not to give them the ball so easily with the turnovers. Exactly. Let's see what Korea can do with the ball. Nothing coming off that Namibian attack. And Isaacs just wins a free hit for the South Africans. umpires for today: Shaila Johari from Malaysia and Lina Barasa from Kenya. The reserve umpire will be Liai Everson from Kenya. Mokoena just making trouble for Cartwright there.
A bit of a thorn in the defense there for the Namibians. Mokoena.
It's a miss pass there from Fogo. Can Namibia increase that pressure a little bit? Fogo with a miss pass there, but Peckendorf just able to recover the ball.
We can hear a lot of communication coming from the South African coaching staff at this stage, giving some instructions.
And that horn signals the end of the first quarter. South Africa versus Namibia. Namibia, the host nation, 1-0 to the South Africans. What do you make of the first quarter action, Sune?
As we also had a conversation, I think it's a nice little icebreaker for the teams to see what does the opponent do, or how does the opponent approach it. And I think South Africa settled in very well. I think they settled in a lot easier, a lot quicker than the Namibians. Obviously, like we also said, we're giving away position too quickly, or Namibia is giving away position too easily to South Africa, and that a team like South Africa that is so dangerous in open play and field goals, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you keep position and you find your teammates in the attacking build-up.
Yes, and just some action from the first half there. Janssen Verfeuren looking for that long ball. Unfortunately, he just could not connect with the forward line. And here's some action from Jessica Gresser. Just couldn't find her attacking teammate on the second post there. Look, the game has not been without action, but it's not been too concerning from the Namibians' perspective. One or few changes that you'd like to make: keep the passes short, stretch the field, and probably not so many overheads, because that's been most of the turnovers, and just some action from the goal there. Jody Blows for South Africa, just eliminating Jasmine Cartwright for Namibia, and an easy goal for Delaray for the South African.
Yeah, so I think it's still quite an even game. Like you said, we should just try and have a bit of shorter passes, a bit more interplay during our build-up. But yeah, like I said, I also think South Africa just settled in a bit quicker or a bit faster than the Namibians at this stage. But there's still a lot to play for. I mean, we still have 3 chuckers left in this match.
Of course, the South Africans making sure they make use of their experience. More than 6 players in this team with senior level experience. The Namibians not too shy of experience as well. We've got Zayli Philando, who's the captain for this team. She's got a few goals in her as well. 2 goals for this tournament. So, as we know, this game is really just a feel of the final. It's almost like an appetizer for what will be the final for tomorrow. Namibia against South Africa.
Yeah, Pena, like you said, this is just a build-up match for what's coming tomorrow in the final, Namibia versus South Africa. As you can see, the scorecard there, starting the second chaka, South Africa 1-0 up against Namibia.
Mokoena wins. Ooh, umpire just asking the ball to be stationary. Mokwena's leading there into that space was good movement. Engelke looking to restart the play. Fogo looks for Isaacs. Interception from Carsten.
Looking for some support
sleeping
there.
On the ball. Carsten just sleeping on the ball, and she's made to pay. You've got to be more aware on the ball there. Free hit to South Africa, just outside the circle. Oh, and she's made it live. Circle entry. And surely short corner.
That will be a short corner.
That was good play from Engelke there for South Africa. She noticed that she had the space, and the Namibians were just switched off for a little bit there.
Yeah, I think that play started off with Mia Karsten being not too wary of the attack coming at her, and not finding her teammates to get out of the danger zone, if we can put it that way. And obviously, as we know, the South Africans, they will utilize every opportunity they get.
Tashawn Delaray prepping herself for the push out for the South African team. What can they do? Ball goes to Pershot at the castle. Pershot with a stop. Oh, good running. Good running from the Namibians there. Just get your body in the line. Make sure that the ball does not get past you.
By the looks of it, it was Kayla Gill that just got hit on her leg outside of the circle. You can see she's limping a bit, but still made a proper first wave run there and blocking that straight shot.
Spare shot again at the castle. And the ball goes out. Variation for the South Africans. Isaacs. Looked like another foot. Oh, and the South Africans gained the advantage there. It looked like another foot for against the Namibians, but the umpires didn't see it, and advantage to the Namibians. 6 defensive hit out. And Namibia again with the overhead. This time connects with Higgs. Annika Higgs look for the long ball down the line. Yeah, Kayla Gilly just looking like she's moving gingerly there. She doesn't look comfortable.
Yeah, she didn't look comfortable since the ball hit her.
Just off screen, Kayla Gillies moving very gingerly there. Hopefully it's something that she can just run off. All right, Annika Higgs with the ball now for Namibia in South Africa's half.
Another long ball that goes to the stick of the South Africans.
Yes, Janssen van Vuren carrying the ball, and Kayla Gilly makes up for that ball. Now plays a long ball to, looks like Mareka Krier.
Yes.
All right, spare shot. Germany spare shot on the ball. Plays Pumel. Isaacs on the ball now.
Good line ball there. Oh, good intercept by Furi. But unfortunately loses it.
Amber Ferron on the ball, leading an attack for the South Africans. Another interception. Jessica Gresser. Pume with the ball now. Dumbweze for South Africa. Isaacs. Oh, just a lack of connection there between Isaacs and spare shot. Still not too much in it in this encounter between Namibia and South Africa. 1-0 here at the Dave and Trusco Hockey Field, brought to you live by NBC Sport. Nice sliding pass there from Isaacs, really using her experience to find a teammate there. Oh, Delaray just having the ball hit her foot there.
I was about to say the South Africans are very patient in their build-up play.
They were patient, and it's just unfortunate that Delaray couldn't make use of that ball. It was a good ball into her. Paige Sellis just losing out to the Namibian defender there.
Yeah, but it's a South African free hit. Just outside the 23.
Pume now on the ball. Isaacs. Interception from the Namibians. Again, unable to find another Namibian stick. South Africa's troughing the ball very nicely, looking for weakness to expose. That's a river ball into the circle, and Cartwright just sees that ball out. Bit concerning for a ball to travel that far through the middle. Surely you want a player picking up those loose balls.
Yeah, exactly, Penda. It is a bit concerning for the defensive side as well as the attacking side.
Another interception there for South Africa. Mokwena looking to make the most of that turnover. Just cool and composed there from Nederland. That's great skill there from her. And could see on the ball now. That was a bad tackle by Dumbweze, but the umpire allowed some advantage and Namibia could not make the most of it.
I think that was another great opportunity to attack that pocket on the right hand side and build up play from there. But unfortunately, another loose pass by the Namibians, not going to hand. Um,
Once again, Sine, it might just be an issue of Namibia trying to exploit the space that South Africa are creating in their defensive lines. I mean, they're pushing up so high. Interception here by the Namibians. They're pushing up so high, especially when they're pressing Namibia, and they just leave so much space behind their lines. And one of the things you'd probably like to see the Namibians do is stretch the field a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And just have that little bit more patience to make sure you find your teammate. You can only build up play if you have possession of the ball. You can't build up play if the ball's out at the back of the field.
Oh, short corner to Namibia. They were not 5. And this is the Junior Africa Cup, so you need to make sure that you hold by your principles and hold by your discipline. Now, you cannot concede a short corner off that. It's just lack of discipline there.
Lack of discipline there, Penda, definitely. And the 5 is not a new rule. It is something that has been part of the game for a very long time. So definitely comes down to discipline in that situation.
Marika Nietling will be licking her lips for this one, Sine. She's got 5 goals already in this tournament. All of them coming from the short corner. Let's see if she can penalize the South Africans for their lack of discipline. Fourie also looking quite intently at that ball. What can they do? Ball goes out to Nietling. Oh, the trap is good. That should surely a reward into the body of a South African player. She is outside of that 3 meter area, so it's not dangerous play. And it's a real war to the South Africans.
To the Namibians there.
To the Namibians.
Yeah, but we, as you mentioned before the game, Namibia like to score or utilize the short corner opportunity. So let's see what they do.
Katsia with a push out. Again goes to Mareka's Castle. Oh, just wide of the goal. Couldn't find a target there.
I was about to say you can see a bit of a change in the angle on the castle, so I wasn't sure. I wanted to say I think she might try and do it to the left-hand corner there.
Crash ball. Bukwena comes to receive, but good. That is just good. Good play there from Milan. You know, showing her experience, and look at that huge overhead. Ooh, could see it wasn't 5 from the South African player there. Salis with the ball now for South Africa. Plays it into the pocket to a counterpart. Let's see what she can do. Marie with the ball and wins. Kaylin Marie wins a short corner for South Africa. Let's see what they can do with it.
One thing I've picked up is South Africa try to utilize the counter-attack as quick as possible to try and catch the Namibian defense off guard, and at this stage it has been working for them. They are very quick at taking the ball and build up play to get to the circle as quickly as possible, but obviously making sure they find each other and utilize the opportunities that comes their way.
Tashawn Delaray for the push out again. Let's see which castle we'll go to. Will it be Spurs shot? Will it be Kaylin Marie? Tournament top goal scorer so far. The speed is good. Ooh, fluffed a little bit there. I think might just be the turf. South Africa try and improvise. Oh, and Namibia successfully defend that short corner. Sometimes the turf just gets dry and the ball drags a little bit. Unfortunate for the South Africans.
Unfortunately, but they do have the option to make it a bit wet with the bucket there at the back. But yeah, it can be because of the turf a bit.
Not too much into it now. It's just over 7 minutes left of this first half. South Africa leading Namibia 1-0. A goal by Tashawn Delaray for the South Africans. Field goal, unfortunate for the Namibians. Just lost the connection between the defenders. No one nominated the ball. And Salis eliminated the keeper and rolled it to Delaray.
Who made sure it gets in the back of the net.
I don't think she was missing that one, Sine. I don't think she was missing that one. Okay, South Africa rebuild with Isaacs. One-time ball on the line. Into the circle, but intercepted by Milan. Milan just winning that ball for Namibia. She'll be looking long again. Missed through that ball. Interception again by the South Africans.
Oh, what a ball. And Mokoena puts it in the back of the net. Once again, the South Africans counter-attacking with quick play. and making sure the opportunity that they have to put it in the back of the net, Penda.
Look, and it just stems again from that overhead attempt by the Namibian defender there. And it was a counter-attack. Jenna Blau won the ball, found Mokoena, who is lethal in the circle. Mokoena now goes up to 4 goals in the tournament, I believe. She has been quite lethal for the South Africans. 3 goals, sorry. She goes up to 3 goals for the tournament. Ooh, short corner. Deliberate breakdown of play, says the umpire. Shahila Johari from Malaysia. And it's just the thing that we were discussing earlier, going back to the second goal for South Africa, trying to play those overheads. The ball is intercepted. And unfortunately here, it led to a goal.
Yeah, Pena, I was about to ask you, it obviously becomes easier when things get predictable for a team to defend it or for a team to get a tactic. So I don't know if you had to have a conversation around that. What would you say? What would you tell?
Let's see the end of this short corner before I answer that question. Mokoena on the push out. What can they do with it? The castle is Pume at the top of it. Will she go for a drag flick? There's a variation for the South Africans. De La Rey, Tishon De La Rey. Great save from Cartwright. Tishon De La Rey just looking for that near post, but Cartwright was awake to it.
A good right boot there by Cartwright.
De La Rey to Mokoena. Could see her just jockeying, harassing the defender, forcing the ball back. They've done their job. Can they consolidate? South Africa throwing that ball around, looking to attack now through the right channel of the Namibians. Salis with the ball. Oh, she's just backing into the player there. Good call from the umpire and good defensive work. Yeah, look, just to answer your question, Sune, what they'd probably like to do is make sure that they play those short balls because they've been very successful. The 1-2 balls, the interchange play. Spoke too soon. They've been quite successful before that. The interchange play, the push passes in the zone 1, looking for low-risk balls. These are some of the coaching principles we want to get into our players. In that area, that defensive 23, you don't want to play any high-risk balls where there's a chance for counter-attack. But once again, maybe the Namibians also just trying to assess what the South African setup is and use it for the final.
Exactly what I wanted to say or ask now is maybe they're trying a few things now to see what's working and what's not working and what they should do different going into tomorrow's game as well.
De La Rey with a quick ball into the circle and just off the post there. Tishon De La Rey again looking for the backhand. Wide. Ooh, some action again by the South Africans looking for another goal, trying to increase their lead.
Some great play there by the South Africans. As we said, this whole game so far, they are dangerous on free play, and they like to score they like to score field goals.
Milan on the ball, loses out. Let's see who that is.
And once again, they countered attack very quickly.
Jody Blows just won the ball there for the South Africans, unable to make the most of that advantage. Van Vuren taking out 3 players. Free hit for Van Vuren. Brings it back to Pume. Pume trying to recycle play, and South Africa will now look to launch an attack down the middle. Crash ball. Oh, surely that's dangerous. Yeah, easy.
Well, so I think the Namibians should just take some time here, make sure they have a proper setup, and then build up from the back.
All right, Nietling with a ball in the Namibian half. Milan on the ball for Namibia. Kutsia just couldn't trap that ball. It's one of those things, the devil's in the detail. Can you stop? Can you pass? Can you find another stick? South Africa now launching another attack, and they just couldn't keep it in play either. Smero looking to launch a counter-attack. She seems to be isolated, is she? But she finds a teammate in Kutsia. Ooh, Rouse with the ball now. Finds his sister Abby. Smero looking for that circle ball, just couldn't find a Namibian player, and Van Vuren easily wins the ball back for
Nice
the
and
South Africans.
composed there in the defense.
Shows the experience, doesn't it?
Exactly.
South Africa launching an attack down the Namibian left-hand side. Pume now with the ball, looking to stretch her legs. Good use of her skills. Protecting the ball and holding on to it, but Alice Rolls just making sure that nothing comes of it. Ooh, Amber Ferron for South Africa. Crash ball. Wins the free hit off a foot for the Namibians. Attacking the circle there. Oh, it's a defensive 16 hit out. Good attack, a good defensive work by Marika Nietland.
Yeah, Pena with just above a minute left in this quarter, or in this half, if we can put it that way. I think Namibia will slow it down a bit.
Free looking for Gilly. Nice interchange play with Simedo. Simedo makes it live quickly. She's being tracked by the South African though.
Another pass not going to stick there. Losing position in a great attacking opportunity.
That's a Namibian ball. Rolls it over. Kriya with the ball.
That looks like Louise McCarthy there.
Sorry, it is McCarthy.
Yes.
It is McCarthy. Apologies to Louise. Final minutes of this game. South Africa 2, Namibia 0. Sine. Not dry, but not too much action-packed.
No, not. I think the South Africans are countering very hard, or they're coming hard at the Namibians. At this stage, Namibia is keeping their composure. But yeah, like we've had a few conversations, the Namibians need to make sure they find each other's sticks and get back to that small or little passes rather than the long balls.
Aerial attempt by Gilly. Blah with the ball, and that hooter signals the end of this first half here at the Junior Africa Cup, live on NBC Sport from the Dave and Trusker Hockey Fields in Windhoek, Namibia. So now, what do you make of this first half?
It's been very exciting. I think South Africa has the upper hand, or had the upper hand in this half, but like we said, I think Namibia can take a lot of notes out of this first half going into the second half, and then obviously making the main focus tomorrow's final against the South Africans. But very exciting, as we also spoke. South Africans are very quick on the attack. They want to make sure they catch the Namibians off guard, and at this stage those 2 goals has been part of them making sure they attack very quickly. But yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting hockey. It's good hockey to watch. Yeah.
And just some of the action from the first half there. We can see South Africa dominating the Namibian circle, just looking for the opportunities, hoping to show and flex their dominance, but Namibia have not been shying away from this encounter. We always consider South Africa to be our big sibling. They are the giants of African hockey, and I think Namibia have been doing well to close the gaps. A few years ago, we probably would have maybe seen a walkover by the South Africans, but I feel the Namibians have been doing well to hold their own.
Very, very well played. Like you said, a few years ago we would have definitely seen a walkover, but the Namibians are keeping their composure, keeping their structure. It's just those small margins that's the difference at this stage.
Yeah, that first goal by Tashon De La Rey blows, just eliminating Cartwright and then allowing her teammate De La Rey an easy goal there. So now, what are you saying to the South Africans? If you're the South African coach, what are you saying to your team?
If I'm the South African coach, I would definitely build on what they're doing. They're doing very well at this stage, and they're utilizing their strengths. They're playing to their strengths, and that is open play and making sure they get the ball in the goal box out of open play. Obviously, they're trying to catch the Namibian defense off guard, and that they've been doing it very well at this stage. So yeah, I think they're playing to their strengths, and they should keep on doing that as the South African team.
A top of the table clash. South Africa 2, Namibia 0. Earlier today we had some exciting action. Uganda edging out Zambia in a thrilling 2-1 finish there. And of course that result meant that Uganda qualify for the third and fourth playoff tomorrow, hoping to win their ticket to the Junior World Cup. On your screen is just the statistics for the game. South Africa 2-0 up against Namibia. Not too much in it in the possession.
No, not too much in it, and that's what we've been saying. It's a very even match. It's just that South African has utilized the opportunities they had.
Absolutely, you can see the telling difference there. Circle penetrations, 16 to 5. You know, Namibia have had about a quarter of the circle penetrations that South Africa have had, and usually that is the difference. More circle penetrations means more short corner opportunities, and obviously more shot opportunities as well.
Exactly, and I think the main thing you can see there is that South Africa had 7 shots on target, which they scored 2 from. Namibia had 2 shots on target, and they haven't utilized one yet.
Well, the devil's in the detail, as they say.
Yeah, and we can also have a look there and see that it's been quite a disciplined match. No cards yet in the first half. We still have a half to go, but very well disciplined, very well a game played in a very good sportsmanship at this stage. So yeah, looking forward to what's still to come in the second half, Bender.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there is the log as it stands. South Africa on 15 points as it stands right now. Namibia 12 points, but clear ahead of the chasing pack. Zimbabwe just played a game against the Kenyans, and it was a must-win game for the Kenyans. Unfortunately, they lost out on the third, fourth playoffs there against Uganda because of their win. So tomorrow we will see Zimbabwe hoping to secure the spot for the Junior World Cup. And it will be very good for Southern Africa hockey.
Yeah, it's
3 teams from Southern Africa having qualified if Zimbabwe are able to edge out the Ugandans.
Yeah, it's exciting times for 3 countries to have the opportunity to go to the women's or the ladies or Junior World Cup later this year in Chile. But yeah, massive match between Zimbabwe and Kenya that also went down to the wire. I think Zimbabwe only scored the last few goals in the last chaka, so it has been quite square in that match. And then Uganda taking the opportunity against Zambia this morning to make sure. So Uganda winning that match, that crucial match this morning against Zambia, making sure they have their spot in the third and fourth playoff tomorrow.
Yeah, awesome observation there. And you know what? We will just break shortly and get back with the action here at the Junior Africa Cup between Namibia and South Africa, live on NBC Sport. shot. And it is number 2! What a brilliant goal from JP Prince! Keep it simple in the same corner.
Yep.
Duran carrying the ball. He's been one of the
Key playmakers.
and this is unbelievable!
Owen Hansen.
Puts it away. It is 2-1 to Namibia. And who is the man who finds that pass? Christian Duran. Welcome back to this Junior Africa Cup clash, the top of the table clash between South Africa, the current log leaders, and Namibia, the host nation. Here, brought to you live on NBC Sport from the Dave and Trusker hockey fields in Windhoek, Namibia. Some of the action that we've seen earlier today, an interesting game, Uganda versus Zambia. Uganda edging that win out there. My name is Penda Pala Namjebo, and I'm joined by my co-commentator.
Sune Witmania, and we have seen nothing short of an exciting match happening in front of us at this moment. Looking forward to what is in the second half.
Mia Carson just getting ready for the pushback for the Namibians. Let's see if they can launch a much better account of themselves in the second half and get back at the South Africans. Ooh, quick turnover there. And Kaylin Marie, what a goal. What happened there?
I'm not so sure what just
Unbelievable
happened
goal
there.
for the South Africans. Kaylin Marie, she is one that you have to look out for. And she scores, makes it goal number 7 for the tournament. And just some miscommunication between the Namibians. The goalkeeper is looking at the defenders asking, what is going on?
Well,
What a start!
that is
Sine!
just a point made, play till the whistle blows. I'm not so sure if something happened that Nicola Fourie thought the whistle went and she left the ball, but yeah, the South Africans definitely made sure that they take the chance.
What a stunner. Let's see how Namibia can respond from that. Pume on the ball now, plays Isaacs. Great turn there from the South African Blau. Harsh whistle there from the umpire.
Kayla Giller not getting out of the way there from the South African attack quickly enough.
The umpires for today, Sheila Johari from Malaysia and Lina Barasa from Kenya.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Pena, but by the looks of it, Kayla Giller just got a green card there as well.
Bit disappointing. So Namibia now down to 10 men, also 3 goals down. Let's see how South Africa can use that advantage. Marie again in the circle. Ooh, deemed to have illegal. I thought there was a foot there, but the umpire probably saw stick obstruction.
Yes, I also thought there was a foot there from the Namibians in the circle, but umpire saw something else before that.
South Africa really starting this third quarter with some intensity. They're looking to make their possession and circle penetrations count. Just troughing that ball. Isaacs now on the ball.
Good overhead there by the South Africans. McQuena claiming that ball.
Interception from Nietland.
The South Africans definitely upped the tempo on the start of this third Chaka Penda.
It's been incredible change of speed and intensity from the South Africans. Just coming, they've changed gears all of a sudden. Isaacs now with the ball. Crash ball into the circle, deflected ball on the side. Oh, unfortunately, Ferron just couldn't get the end of that ball.
That was a great little one touch there. Unfortunately, missing out there on the post.
And maybe the Namibian players just sleeping, not picking up that loose man on the D, on the baseline. Sorry, I'm still a bit bedazzled by that goal, and she just ran straight into the circle, uncontested,
and made sure she put it in the back of the net.
She did. Miyamala now on the ball. Huge overhead, but again turnover by Peckendorf.
The South African started so fast. Tema and myself are still looking to which gear we had to change to next.
Look, I thought we'd start this game in gear 1. South Africans went full throttle. All right, sideline ball. Defensive 16 hit out for the Namibians. South Africans with a high press and forcing the Namibians to go with the overhead. And again, turnover. Vogels wins that ball for the South Africans. Pullman now on the ball. Crash ball into the circle. Ferron just losing that ball out, and it's a good tackle there by Nicola Fourie. Her elder brother, JAC Fourie, plays for the men's team, who we'll see later on.
Another sibling pair in the Namibian setup.
Pume just showing hunger more than the Namibian. Good hands there from Amber Ferron. She's just a matric, eh? Oh!
And
Ooh, that looked like it went in. We're just unsure how that ball traveled. We'd like to see some highlights.
Yeah. A slow-mo.
Slow-mo.
The gears of the South Africans are a bit too quick.
Amber Ferron, the matriculant there. Good hands, gets into the circle, gets a shot on, and she intercepts the ball again. Kaylin Marie.
And the Namibians giving away possession in that danger zone way too easily, Penda.
Way too easily. The South Africans make it live with Jenna Blau. Ball into the circle. Finds Kaylin Marie. Mokoena sniffing, always sniffing.
Always there, always there.
And the South Africans win another short corner. Unsure why. Umpire probably deemed the ball to be played deliberately out the baseline. Harsh call.
I think it is a harsh call, but I think that is why she deemed it. But I'm not so sure.
All right, Mokoena now deemed with the task of the push-out. Let's see who's on the South African castle. The Namibians have been disciplined in terms of their running line. Good, strong running line. So Kaylin Marie at the top of one edge, and then Amber Ferron on the other. Let's see who it goes to. Ball out to Kaylin Marie. Straight ball in, and it is a goal for the South Africans. Kaylin Marie, she has been a goal threat throughout this tournament. Absolutely brilliant player and vital for the South Africans. Captain makes it now 8 goals for the tournament.
And those corners are always the most difficult to defend. So great execution there by the South African captain.
Great execution, but look at the trap there. Jenna Blau just allowing her captain to make sure that she gets a shot off.
And we just spoke about the Namibians coming off their line so quickly to defend that straight shot, and by the looks of it, they were a bit hesitant and didn't go through with
another counter-attack. Another counter-attack by Tashon Delaray. Let's see what she can do. Good skill, spins away from the Namibian. Free hit to the South Africans. It's just a barrage of attacks. Vogel now on the ball. Sorry, this is Vogel on the ball. Isaac's on the ball. Vogel again. Crash ball into the circle. Deflected by Delaray. Could see her down the line. Wins the free hit for the Namibians. Ooh, no, nothing in it.
Looked like she wanted to play advantage, but it didn't go the Namibians' team way.
Peckendorf finds Blau. Off a foot for Milan. Still the South African ball in the Namibian 23 area.
I think it's important for the Namibians to keep composure here and not feel rushed by the South Africans where they picked up the speed or where they changed that gears. I think it's still important to just be composed and take a breather and make sure they still man-to-man marking, still man-to-man, or mark the structure the South Africans are playing and not feel rushed by the South Africans that picked up the tempo.
Yeah, that's a good assessment there, Sine, and I feel the Namibians just were unable to also shift the gear. You know, they were unable to tune into the intensity that South Africa brought into this third quarter, and still shell-shocked.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's where the importance of keeping your composure comes in. Obviously, the South Africans are coming out with a bang to try and put Namibia under pressure, and that's where Namibia should not feel the pressure.
100%. Engelke with the ball now for South Africa. Good work by Peckendorf. Zayli Philander just trying to hold up Jenna Blau for South Africa. Crash ball into the circle. Amber Ferron. Oh, she wins a short corner. Another short corner for the South Africans. The South Africans just trying to arrange their short corner. Engelke on the push out. Goes out to Ferron. Ferron with a drag flick. Great save by Cartwright. And the South Africans smash that ball in. The defenders just not picking up off the goalkeeper's pads. And look who it is. Paris Gail Isaacs. 5-0 to the South Africans.
Good rebound play there from the South Africans, making sure that first shot on goal not going in. Great save by Cartwright, but Isaacs making sure she puts in that rebound.
You just want your defenders to pick up around the goalkeeper's pads, you know, and unfortunately they were just not able to do that.
Yeah, they were leaving the South Africans open to easily pounce on that. Ferron
with a crash ball into the circle. Oh, Della Ray was waiting for that one.
She was ready for that one.
She was waiting for that one. Milan goes long again.
The South Africans taking it easy there, moving the ball around, looking for their players.
Look at the difference there in those stats. 10 shots compared to the 3 from the Namibians. South Africa really enforcing their dominance here in this game. Oh, Janssen van Vuren just caught on the ball there by Philander, the Namibian captain. Can she inspire her team to just up the speed as well, up the pace of this game? Crash ball into the circle by Kutia. Gilly's running to that ball. She's first to it. One-time ball out into the pocket. Too hard for her teammate though. Louise McCarthy just couldn't get to the end of that pass.
Oh, some good play by the South Africans there, finding their teammates. And they are on the attack again.
Della Ray, crash ball into the circle. Oh, Cartwright reads that one. She has been absolutely fantastic, Jasmine Cartwright.
She has been an great anticipation there by her. It could easily go wrong in that situation when it's a keeper versus the attacker, and a great read there by her.
Right, Namibia now with another opportunity to lead a counter-attack against the South Africans. Mia Carsten losing out on that ball. Here's Jodie Blow. Jodie Blow's just looking for that long ball.
Oh, great save
by Cartwright. She has been tremendous in this game.
Great save.
One of the great things about the keeper who's under pressure and so talented is she gets to actually showcase her skills. You know, we've barely seen the South African goalkeeper in this game, but Jasmine Cartwright has been able to showcase her skills and what she can do as a goalkeeper. Great stick save there.
And it's been brilliant what we've seen.
Kayla Gillies still just doesn't seem to be moving too smoothly, but Namibia already with an injury concern. Let's hope that this is not anything too serious. Jody blows with the ball, finds Della Red. Ooh, umpire deems that to be a stick obstruction there.
See if the Namibians can build up play a bit here, find each other.
Milan on the ball. Rouse wins the ball for Namibia. Ooh, the South Africans got into each other's way there.
Ben, I want to ask, what's your observation of the Namibians when we're on the attack, in the sense of sometimes it feels like they either holding on too long to the ball or they're either laying off a pass that's not 100% pass?
Look, I will get to that question there, but the umpire, Sheila Jahari, just points for a short corner for the Namibians. The overhead coming through there. The player wasn't 5 within the 23 meter, and Namibia have a chance to at least pull one back, you know, one for the crowd.
Yeah. Actually the first time overhead has been in Namibia's favor, and what a way to get a short corner of that.
Okay, Marlene Kutsia with a push out for the Namibians. Let's see if they can make this count. Mia Milan at the top of the castle. Mareka Niedling also at the top of the castle. Let's see what Namibia can do. Kutsia with the push out. Push out is good. Niedling, she's run down there. Oh, that is good running there by the South Africans.
Excellent running. And once again they try and counter very quickly.
Yes, look, one of the things that one can say about the Namibians when they're carrying the ball or trying to launch a counter-attack is too many isolated players in terms of their forwards, and then also in the midfield area, just not finding the combination play. Sometimes it's easier to roll the ball and keep running to create an overload, but maybe the Namibians have a different tactic, and so we'll just see what they can do with the ball now. One-time ball by Kutsia. Pume again wins the ball for South Africa. She's been very strong in the midfield there for the South Africans. Crash ball into Kutsia's stick.
Opportunity here for the Namibians to try and put the South Africans under pressure.
Milan stepping strong. That's good work by Higgs. Higgs carrying that ball forward for the Namibians, looking for a circle penetration. Kutsia finding that ball into the circle, and it's a great goal for the home crowd! And guess who? It is Mia Carsten. She is lethal in the box today. That is awesome. Namibia 1, South Africa 5. It's a consolation goal for the home crowd. However, look at what it means for the host nation.
That was some brilliant play by the Namibians, and it just shows you, Pena, when the ball goes to stick, it becomes easier to put the ball in the back of the net. A good turnover there by Marlene Kutsia, and then making sure she finds Mia Karsten, who made sure that ball goes all the way in the back of the net.
Mia Karsten for Namibia, just showing more hunger and determination to get ahead of her opponent, who is Salis there for South Africa. Puts it past the goalkeeper. Namibia 1, South Africa 5.
Penda, I don't know if you know the stat, but that might be the first goal scored against South Africa in this tournament.
It was the first goal. That's an interesting statistic there. South Africa had gone through this tournament. They have now a total goals of about 38, but Namibia pulling one back. Higgs just fighting with a ball there. She's deemed to have done so illegally. A card for Higgs, green card.
After that goal, you can hear the Namibian crowd getting into this game, Penda.
Yeah, look, Sune, a goal always lifts the energy of the crowd, especially if it's a home crowd. But let's see how South Africa can respond to it. To be fair, South Africa have brought down that energy and intensity a little bit, and it's allowed Namibia just to play again.
Yeah, to get themselves back into it.
Right, South Africa just working the ball around again. Very patient work there. One of the experienced players for South Africa, Paris Gale Isaacs. Or Isaac, sorry.
Yeah, I think they're just going to let the clock run down for this last minute of the third quarter.
Kayla Gillies finds her pivot player, who is Abby Rouse. Abby Rouse wins a free hit for the Namibians. Just on your screen there, Annika Higgs with the green card for Namibia. That means 2 minutes in the sin bin. Maybe just think about your mistakes, as they like to say. 2 minutes in the sin bin to think about your mistakes. Pume rolls the ball.
Good tackle there by Mila Malan.
She's under pressure. What can she do with the ball? That's good work by Milan, just able to hold on to the ball. Last 10 seconds of this game.
That's Chaka. We still have about 15 minutes left. Pena is so excited about the intensity happening in this game.
And that horn just signals the end of the quarter. You know what, Sune, we had a very good start to the third quarter. And the third quarter does really determine how the rest of the game goes. You've had a time to analyze your opponent. You come in for that 5-minute debriefing, and the coaches gives you the tactics. And, you know, South Africa came out all guns blazing there in that third quarter.
Yeah, and you can definitely see the change in gears from the first half to this into the second half, and this is only the third Chaka Pena. It feels like we've been watching two full games at this stage. So much excitement, and yeah, like you said, they can during halftime they have some time to maybe have some words with the analysts to see what they can do better and where they can improve and what they where's the weaknesses of the opponents where they should pound on, and you can obviously see a massive difference in approaches from the first half into this third Chaka.
Absolutely, and just some of the action from the third quarter that we just saw there. A goal by Kaylin Marie. She found her pocket there. And you're hoping that the postman does a bit better and stands inside the post, hey? Maybe just standing inside the post to make sure that the ball, if anything, hits your body, and give the goalkeeper an opportunity to make a save from a peace flick instead of a straight ball in. But we're here to learn.
Yeah, exactly, Pena, and obviously you have more a bigger part of your stick face when you're standing with it on your strong side rather than going on the back stick. But like you just said, all of this is room for improvement, and obviously. Once again, thank you to NBC Sport for broadcasting all of these matches, which will also allow the players to go and have a look at what they can do better.
Absolutely, and just look at what that goal meant to Carsten there. You know, the whole Namibians, they celebrated that goal with so much vigor and excitement. And the teams go out onto the field for the final time of this game. Here at the Draven Tasco Hockey Fields in Windhoek, Namibia, the Junior Africa Cup. Namibia versus South Africa, top of the table clash, and the South Africans flexing their muscles.
Pena, by the looks of it, there is a change in goalkeeper for the South Africans. If I am correct, it is Lily-Ann Tron in the goal box now. That replaced Rochelle Norville.
Yes, that is correct, and it's just a move by the goalkeepers to make sure that the coaches to make sure that the goalkeepers get some sort of experience, tournament experience as well. You know, you don't want to have a goalkeeper go throughout the tournament and not get any action and not get any experience and opportunity to showcase their skills.
Exactly, game time.
And just on the note that you made, it's been fantastic to have NBC Sport cover these games live. You know, we've got 7 countries represented here, and you know we probably have those countries will be keen and eager to tune in, see their children, their countrymen represent them at the highest level. So a huge shout out to NBC Sport there. If anyone has missed any of the action throughout the tournament, today is day 5 of tournament. If you've missed any of the action, you can catch all the games on NBC's YouTube channel, NBC Sport NA, where you can relive all the magic. Raul's just slipping there, losing her balance. Good elimination skill there from Janse van Vuren. Blau with the ball. Jenna Blau just looking for weakness, unable to do so, and recycles back to Peckendorf.
Yeah, some good defense shown there by the Namibians at the top of the D.
It's much better discipline from what we saw in the third quarter. I think the South Africans really caught them by surprise there.
Yeah, I think they settled in now with the tempo that the South Africans play and realized that if they slow it down a bit, they can have more control of what's happening on their side and from their side.
Yeah, Kayla Gilly just protesting her cause there. The umpire has blown for a short corner, indicating that the ball has hit Gilly's foot. She was protesting that it actually came off her stick. It's unfortunate that the Namibians don't have a referral available, but the umpires can only blow what they see. It's not malicious.
No, it's not, Penda. Obviously, we can't, or they can't see everything, especially at the pace it's happening. So yeah, let's have a look what's happening here for South Africans.
Fair on with a flick. Great save there from Cartwright.
Oh, speaking about keeping changes, it's
Jacobs.
Andre Jacobs also on the field there, replacing Jasmine Cartwright in this last chukka of the game.
I was just about to say, I thought the technique was different, but she still made a great save there by Jacobs. Blau under pressure by Semedo, wins the ball. Semedo trying to run that ball out for the Namibians. She wins the ball for her team. Also great to see by the Namibian coaches, not shy that the score is 5-1, giving their goalkeeper an opportunity to also test herself against the South Africans.
Exactly, Pena. There's nothing that teaches you as much as getting game time in the middle and giving the opportunity to see or to measure yourself where you're at and where you can be better.
Another turnover for the South Africans. Mokoena on the ball. She's looking for Delaray. Delaray crash ball through the keeper's legs. What a finish there by Tashawn Delaray. She has been lethal in this game. And we did say earlier in the game, South Africa dominant in terms of scoring field goals. And another field goal there by the South Africans. Tashawn Delaray for South Africa. Look at that.
So much confidence, knowing exactly what she wanted to do, and obviously that interplay, Mokoena knowing that she can just lay off the ball and Tashawn Delaray will be there to put it in the back of the box.
Absolutely. Didn't even look up there. She knew where the goals were. Head down. Maybe hoping to keep the South Africans in their quarter or in their half. Maybe a three-quarter press there by the Namibians. Interception by Semedo.
That's some better interplay there by the Namibian Spender.
Still Semedo on the ball on the left-hand channel of the right-hand channel of the South Africans. Just deemed to have been shielding the ball there. So unfortunately, sometimes the players get away with it from sometime. Other times the umpire makes the call. So just not allowing the defender a fair chance to play the ball, and that's the call for the umpires there.
We can see more of a high press by the Namibians at this stage, Penda.
Cool and collected by Isaacs there. Paris, Gail, Isaacs for South Africa. Blau on the ball. Jenna Blau for South Africa. Pullman now. Rolls the ball forward. Unfortunately, Engelke just couldn't get to the end of that ball.
Some good interplay there by the South Africans.
It was very good to see, actually, and the defender for South Africa was under a lot of pressure, but she kept her cool. Sometimes you don't want players running in that zone, but she kept her cool and just eliminated a few players and then rolled the ball forward.
Exactly, and it comes back to they are so confident in knowing where each of them are when they release the ball.
And that's another turnover of an aerial ball from the Namibians. It's just probably not been a tactic that's been working for them. The aerials always lead to another South African counter-attack.
And the South Africans are lethal on their counter-attacks, Penda. We've seen that now numerous of times.
Mzinzi just there for South Africa, making a lead. Mzinzi on the ball for South Africa. She's been Jenna Blow. Jenna Blow to Voorhof. Bailey Engelko on the ball, looking for that circle penetration. Namibia win the ball. Free, another crash ball, another turnover by the South Africans.
Another
Look who it is. Tashawn Delaray. Dangerous forward she's been in this game. She's been a live wire. Quick play there by the South Africans. That's a good tackle by
great
Semedo.
tackle. Unfortunately, giving the ball back to Oak. Never mind. Winning the free hit there, the Namibians.
Well, look, it was an initial turnover, but I think the South African just managed to kick the ball there, so it was another turnover for the Namibians. Spur shot looking for that aerial. Call against blows. Just over 7 minutes left in this encounter. Top of the log clash between Namibia, the host nation, and South Africa. Group leaders. Some aerial skills there by Kriya. The local time here in Windhoek, Namibia, 4:22. The weather, 25 degrees, so a little hot on the field.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's also why they watered the Astro during the halftime, Penda.
Oh, Mokoena showing her strength there. Just bullies the Namibian off the ball.
Strong defense there by Antia Kutsia in the right-hand corner.
Another aerial ball by the Namibians. This time they win it in their advantage. Free hit to the Namibians. Umpire deeming the player not to be 5 meters from the Namibian receiving. Another area. This time Namibia lose the ball on the turnover. Ball is played into a dangerous area. This is Dubweze. Ifyoma Dubweze on the ball, and she rolled it over to her teammate there. Jenna Blau. Fine sellers. So it's looking for Blau. Blows on the ball there. And it's again Kayla. Ooh. It's a bit harsh there, but you know, the thing with Marie just using all her experience to win a short corner for her country there.
Yeah, Pena, like you said, using all the experience. I also think it might have been a bit harsh there against Marika, but let's see what the South Africans can do in this short corner.
And the South Africans they've been varying the tempo of the game, doing very good at sometimes consolidating and holding, then increasing the tempo. But short corner to the South Africans. Let's see what they can do with it. The push out is good. Oh, dangerous. So, on the first phase of play, that ball should not lift above the backboard. So that's why the umpire's blown the whistle there. I think the player just leaning back a little bit.
Yeah, just for the viewers out there that wasn't sure why that call was made, Penda explained it to us. And yeah, Penda, to get back to you by what you said about the South Africans controlling the pace of the match. They have done it exceptionally well. When to up the gear and when to slow it down.
Mizi just finds her teammate there, Amber Ferron. And it's another short corner for the South Africans. The Namibians looking at the umpire in disbelief.
Yeah, the Namibians are not very happy with that call, but unfortunately, if the umpire made a decision, that's the decision that's made. I just want to say, by the looks of it, it looked like the umpire on the other side, the co-umpire, did confirm that short corner is the final call.
Ooh, turnover. So just a lot of chaos in this game. So they've now turned over the decision again. Namibia breathe a sigh of relief, and they turn the ball over to Mokoena, and this is dangerous. You don't want to give the ball to her. Deflection by, again, Marie in the circle. South Africa still keep a shot by the South Africans. Does it cross the line? It does not cross the line. Namibia dogged defending, and they managed to keep that ball out. Chaos in the Namibian circle. Mizi just keeping that ball there. Good running back there by the Namibians. All the action happening now in the final 4 minutes of this game.
We have a card here, Penda. Just need to confirm the shirt number. A green card versus South African there for that tackle.
There was some chaos happening there in the Namibian circle, and all again, Mokoena cannot be allowed an inch of space. She makes the most of it.
Yes, a lot of chaos happening there. I wanted to say great save by Henri there from the first shot at goal, and then a lot of things happened. But well done to the Namibian defense at the end of the day to keep the ball out of the box. And then yeah, let's see what they can do on the attack now.
Absolutely. Oh, that's good work. That is much better from the Namibians. That is much better.
That's what we've been talking about the whole time, Penda.
Oh, Kutsia with the good skills. And surely that was played out deliberately. And the umpire rewards the Namibians for their good play. And this is what we're talking about. The short, quick combination passes reduce the turnovers and reduce the number of times that the South Africans are playing at you. And they were rewarded with a short corner here. Let's see what they can do. Marika Litne, hopefully she can put one in for the home crowd.
Hopefully, Penda, as short corners has been their main scoring option, or their main form of scoring. So let's see what the Namibians can do.
Kriya on the push out. Push out it good. Goes to Fourie. Fourie with a hit. Kriya polishes up off the keeper's pads. Umpire calling to play on, but now makes a decision. Free hit out to the South Africans. And that was really another example of the difference between the Namibian and the South African defense. The South African defenders cleaning up off the goalkeeper's pads and did not allow Kriya to make the second phase of that play happen.
Exactly, Pena, but I have to give some credits there for the Namibians. It was in the previous short corner, they didn't have that press on the rebound ball, and Kriya was in their faces, but well done to South Africa to make sure they clear the lines.
And what a turn there by Jody Blows just in that sequence of play. That turn on the receive was absolutely incredible. Oh, actually, sorry, it was Paige. It was Paige Salis with that turn. Incredible skill and control of the ball there. I always get confused by Salis and Blows because they've got a similar hairstyle. Anyway, South Africa launched another attack. Oh, you. Marie with the ball. Strong running there by Marie, and the umpire signals for short corner to the South Africans. Deliberate breakdown of play by the Namibians, right on the edge of the circle.
We have about 2 minutes left in this match. Let's see what the South Africans is going to do in this penalty corner, Penda.
Look, ultimately this result, not too much in it because the final game is the one that matters, isn't it, Tune? So what do you say to your girls as a Namibian coach?
Obviously, playing games is a way to improve and to see what you can do better. I'll get back to your answer or your question now, Penda. Let's see.
What a save. What a save on the line.
That was a good save there on the line by the Namibians. They were under a lot of pressure with the extra runners coming in that short corner from the South Africans.
Isaacs. Ooh, rolls off the wrong side of the stick, but umpire allows the play to go on because there was no one around. Pickendorf. She finds Amber. Amber Theron on the ball now. Good hands there from Theron. Paige Sellers. Isaacs, crash ball into the circle, intercepted by Rouse. Good squeeze there. Hopefully wins a free hit for Namibia. Umpire allows play to go on. Mizi.
Yeah, just to get back to your question, Penda, obviously, like you said, the final is the one that matters, and I think the Namibian ladies can take a lot out of this game. Obviously, in today's day, you have analysts and working with the coaches, and I think there's a lot they can take and be better and do differently tomorrow.
100%. And Milan almost caught in possession in the circle there. Namibia wins the free hit. Last 35 seconds or so of this game, it has been an thrilling encounter between the Namibians and the South Africans. The South Africans definitely not holding back punches there, going all full throttle, especially in the third quarter.
Yes, there was a definite change in momentum starting the third quarter, Penda, and they controlled the pace of this game so well.
Look, Sinead, it's been awesome commentating this game with you, and we've seen some good skills. I think this is a nice appetizer for what will be the final for tomorrow. And that horn signals the end of the game. South Africa going through the round-robin phase of this tournament. Full points, 5 wins. The first goal they conceded, but it was against the host nation. 6-1 at the end of the day.
Thank you so much, Pena. It was so much fun commentating this game with you. And like you said, this was just a taste of what's ahead for tomorrow's finals day.
Of course, I expect the coach, Christopher Duran from Namibia, to come with all his trump cards tomorrow. But I'm sure the South Africans will also have a thing or two to show for this game. A lot of actions, a lot of goals, 7-goal thriller in this game. South Africa flexing their dominance in terms of continental hockey. 6-1, the winners of this contest. And surely we're going to now prep for the next game. It's going to be Zambia versus the Namibian men. What do you make of that game?
I think it's going to be a great game. Obviously, the men are in a good spirit. They have momentum on their side. They started off the tournament well, had a tough game against the South Africans, but they came back hard. And yeah, obviously, like I said, sport is a lot about momentum, and they want to have the momentum on their side going into a final tomorrow.
Absolutely, and that game just sees out the end of the women's phase of play. This means that the final log allows for Kenya. Kenya unfortunately miss out. So South Africa, Namibia go through as 1 and 2 respectively. Then Zimbabwe on 6 points. They go through. And then Uganda go through in this game. It's going to be very interesting.
It is going to be very interesting. Like we just mentioned, this match is a build-up for tomorrow's final. Obviously, there's a lot of technical and tactical things that can be changed before tomorrow's final, and then Uganda edging themselves into that third, fourth playoff by winning their match this morning. So tomorrow is going to be very exciting for the ladies.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for anyone who has just missed the action, You can always catch up on this action on NBC's YouTube page. It is NBC Sport NA. If you've missed any of the action, you can catch any of that action again, like I said, on NBC's YouTube page. So the other thing that will be there is the stats on your screen showing the goals. South Africa 6, Namibia 1. A clear change in terms of possession, and that was just some of the energy that was brought on by the South Africans in the third quarter. Really took over possession and took over control of that game. 11 penalty corners compared to the 5 from Namibia. Relatively clean game. 2 green cards from the South Africans and 1 from the Namibians. And look at that difference in terms of shots and circle penetrations. 16 shots compared to the 6. 30 circle penetrations compared to the 7. So South Africa really showing the dominance in terms of what they stand for on the continent for South Africa, for hockey. Sine, what are you telling your team in terms of for tomorrow? What are we going to do different?
Yeah, so the log standing, as you see it there, we just spoke about it. South Africa taking the first spot, winning 5 out of 5. Namibia coming in second spot, winning 4 out of 5. Unfortunately, losing against South Africa in this contest, and then Zimbabwe taking the third spot, 3 out of 5 matches, and then Uganda edging a win over Zambia this morning, securing themselves a spot in the third and fourth playoff tomorrow morning.
South Africa, clean slate. 5 games, 5 wins, 15 points, 38 goal difference. They really banged them in throughout this tournament. And as you can see, they're dangerous in terms of field goals. Probably didn't maximize their short corners, but maybe they're leaving that for tomorrow.
Yeah, Penda, I don't think there's any team in this tournament that you can write off. There's always time or always room for improvement, and then penalty corners in matches like finals are crucial, and then obviously, but if your strength is to score in open play, is also what you have.
Absolutely, and again, just the schematic there on your screen. Zambia versus Uganda, which saw Uganda qualify in 4th place to the 4th playoff. They have an opportunity to get that ticket to the Junior World Cup. Then Egypt, a last-minute goal from Hosni. Unbelievable. That allowed them to qualify for the 3rd, 4th playoff. And then Kenya versus Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe really stamping the authority against Kenya there. And once again, a goal-packed game. South Africa versus the host nation, Namibia. The Namibian men have a chance to redeem their nation or their countrymen against Zambia. What do you think that game's going to be? What's the score prediction there?
I think Namibia is quite a strong Zimbabwe this tournament, but they haven't backed down for any team they've played against. So I think it's going to be a good contest, but I think Namibia will take it 6-2.
I will tell you, look out for Richard Banda from Zambia. He has been absolutely exciting to watch. I love his 3D skills. I love how fast and determined he is in terms of how he runs with the ball. He's definitely been someone to look out for the Zambians.
So massive game ahead, and it's gonna be definitely exciting for the men.
Okay, we'll take a break and bring the action again live, brought to you by NBC Sport here at the Dave and Trusco Hockey Fields in Windhoek, Namibia, the Junior Africa Cup, where the 7 countries are represented, 6 teams in each pool. So Nate, it's been good to commentate with you. I'm Pendapala Namjebo.
Thank you so much. It has been so much fun.
Namibia proudly hosts the Junior Hockey World Cup qualifiers right in the heart of Windhoek. From the 18th to the 25th of April at Devon Trusco Hockey Stadium, the best young talents from across Africa will battle it out for a shot at global glory. Who will represent the continent on the world stage? follow real-time updates and all the live action on all our NBC Sports social media platforms. This is more than just hockey. This is the road to the World Cup. Catch every moment live on NBC2. NBC, it's ours.
And it is number 2! What a brilliant goal from JP Brits! Keep it simple in the same corner.
Duran carrying the ball. He's been one of the
Key playmakers.
And this is unbelievable!
Oh, and that's
Puts it away.